Welcome, folks, to Ulti World's coverage of the Pro Elite Challenge 2018. Keith Rayner joined by Charlie Eisenhood here for the women's final between Seattle Riot receiving the pull in white and Molly Brown on defense in blue, and we are underway in this final. Charlie, the two of the top teams of the tournament, as we see an underneath block.
Yeah, I mean, the expected matchup and a good look for Molly right away as they have a break chance.
Two of the powerhouses of the division, teams we've seen a lot as there's a stoppage.
And, there was really no doubt, Keith, that these teams were going to match up in this final.
And a quick score for Molly Brown, a fast break. Alicia Dixon up ahead to Rebecca Miller. And two players who made their name in the mixed division making an impact for Molly Brown to get started.
Some exciting action this weekend for sure. Phoenix playing much better than many anticipated. Also strong play from Rival, but both teams clearly a step below these two top-level elite teams in Riot and Molly Brown.
Riot's offense back to getting moving. Stuck now on the force sideline. A little hammer frees them up, and Sheer Stern doing what she does best, keeping the disc moving quickly. Fontanet on the front cone. And the little dish over to Alyssa Weatherford for a Riot hold.
Weatherford with the great move. Moving towards the backfield, gets the coverage to commit, and then circles back up the line. Easy score for Riot at the front cone.
Riot's going to switch things up with a zone defense now. 3-3-1 it looks like as Chastain tries to put one through the middle. I don't know if she got contacted from behind, but there's no call. She just throws it into a defender, looked off balance, and so Kelly Johnson's going to pick up for Riot with a chance to break.
Maybe just some pressure as the Riot defender coming across, putting some extra pressure on that throwing lane.
That throw a bit high and deflected by Molly Brown, and now here's Lisa Picaithley on offense. And another turnover. Jessie Schaffner trying to pick up the pace, but blocked by Sarah Griffith.
Surge so fast, so smart on defense. Makes that look easy.
And speaking of easy, Kelly Johnson, the easy open side throw to Claire Trope for Riot to get the break. Makes it 2-1. Charlie, I think one of the best things Ulti World ever did was that defensive feature on Sarah Griffith and Sandy Jorgensen, because they backed it up by continuing to be two of the most dominant defensive forces in Ultimate.
Yeah, it's been years since those articles came out. Definitely worth going and taking a look. Put a link in the description.
Molly Brown's offense back to work. Lizzie Warrior now and around. Samantha Pelletier into the middle to Chastain. Chastain, the reigning player of the year. And open side throw, but it looks like a pick call may prevent the score. And out of the stoppage, easy money for Picaithley, who also is coming off a big season.
And she's had a great weekend so far. Molly Brown's been running, as most teams have, very open lines. See Alika Johnston with the pull, her first year on this Molly Brown team. And they've had lots of different configurations on offense and defense, but Picaithley looking really strong and someone we'll likely see on their starting O-line later this year.
Riot's O-line looking to get things going for their offense. Hannah Kawhi with the disc in the middle. Lucy Williams looking for a reset. Vertical stack from Riot. We saw them move towards this offense over the past couple seasons. Swafford chases one down on the break side. Nice patient possession from Riot. Keeping the disc moving with early looks. And one of their new players, Samantha Rottenberg, can't find a window to squeeze that throw into, so that's going to hit the turf. Molly Brown disc.
Too locked into that IO lane. Good defense from Molly Brown on those cuts across the front. She never looked reset and put it into the ground.
Had a nice catch in traffic. Molly Brown saving possession. Johnston. Nice breakthrough to space. So a number of new players from Molly Brown making an impact on this point. Melissa Devlin, Johnston now with the inside break. Saw touches for Alex Hardesty, Chelsea Tuwig. Made that catch in traffic.
You can see a little bit of inconsistency offensively. Timing not quite right. You know, Johnston had it and had a wide open break throw, and no one cut to the break side. They had a chance to score to the front side cone on the break side. Didn't finish the cut. So a little bit of trouble in the red zone here for Molly Brown.
And there are three new players on this team that are on this line right now as they work to the break side at least. And then, as we see, Hardesty, one of the rookies out of Whitman, catching the score. And then even Melissa Devlin's in her second year with the team. But doesn't stop Molly Brown from punching it in. They're up 3-2. Flow rolling pull.
A lot of this for Molly Brown this weekend. I watched them probably do this 4 or 5 times in the semifinal against Rival, and they have clearly made this a part of their strategy. Maybe it's something we'll see from them at Worlds. They like to throw it, and they don't mind if it goes out very, very short. They apply some immediate pressure on the sideline and try to take teams out of flow.
That rolling pull almost always augurs a zone defense, a trap, and Riot deftly works their way out of it. Some curl cuts from the front of the stack. Julia Snyder with you around. Lasers one up to the open side to Cleese Cardenas.
Riot have a little trouble getting it off the line and over to the high side of the field.
Squeezes one in there. Not a lot of room. And it's interesting that they're having trouble getting it off the line because against the zone trap, which was supposed to pin them there, they immediately got it off effectively. But in this matchup defense, they struggled a little bit, but did not struggle to get the score. Weatherford up the line for a second goal. Beats Hardesty.
Weatherford 2 for 2 with that cut. Just catching the defender sleeping as she makes the little move towards the backfield before going up line.
Weatherford's coached against Hardesty in that Northwest College region for a couple of years and now matching up with her. Jesse Schaffner opens up a backhand. Giving chase is Liza Minor, but hits a fan out the back of the end zone.
She forgot we're in Denver.
Maybe she was targeting the fan. I don't know. Maybe she got confused about the jerseys. This deep shot, however, straight to a defender. Picathley soaring to pull that down. Catch behind by Applegate. Great inside break to Schaffner. On average, Schaffner may have the disc in her hands the least of any player by time. And there's a nice break throw after the inside. That one finds Minor. Big pickup last year for Molly Brown. And we'll take another look. Chastain with the high release inside break to set it up.
Yeah, it's just good motion to break side. Chastain, as she often does, opening up an easy break side throwing lane with her high release forehand. Still looking like one of the most threatening offensive players in the division.
By the time Claire Chastain's done, I think she's going to end her career as one of the best handlers to have played the game.
Yeah, we didn't see her on every O point for Molly Brown this weekend, but she was obviously their best offensive weapon. And I think you're right, Keith. I think clearly right now she's number one in the game as that center O handler type.
Deep shot to a center O handler there. Paige Soper tracking that down just outside the end zone. Drops it off for Cardenas. And goes up the line. We've seen a lot of this field position taken by Riot. A lot of this front cone attacking the open sideline. Sharp inside break from Weatherford, and that sets up an easy assist from Fontenette to Stern. Speaking of all-time greats, Dom Fontenette getting involved.
All-time greats is
Solid
right.
defense. Solid defense there from Molly Brown to make it that difficult. But
well, you saw they shut down the front cone this time. They didn't give up that up line, and that forced a more difficult throw. But nice job by Riot to take advantage of the fact that they were sitting on that open side a little more, going to the break side and getting an easy score.
Not only that open side cut, but Weatherford asks for a 7 cut to get the inside break, and they take it away. So if you get a chance to watch this one on demand, go back and check that out. As we see Maggie Chen go down. She's going to be taken off. Keithley subs in with Molly Brown about 10 yards outside the end zone, near the open sideline. Keithley using that length to toss and around backhand in the backfield. But a pick stops play. Keithley over to Johnston. Keithley and Chastain now working together. This kind of triangle offense is very in vogue and something Molly Brown's used very effectively over the past few seasons, but a little less handler dominated this year, it looks like. Oh, and Chastain catches her teammate off guard.
Yeah, maybe just a beat too fast. Those are the kind of things that can happen in the early season. You don't have chemistry with your teammates as much. You may not be anticipating a throw like that. Later in the year, I think they'll run that very smoothly.
Kelly Johnson all the way across the field to Griffith. Now Trope into the end zone. A beautiful OI shot from Trope. Steph Lim, Stanford grad, hauls that in.
Great quick attack with the D-line offense, and Riot gets back in front. We're on serve.
Beautiful pull from Chyna Titcomb. She's been up to that all weekend. Has built a reputation as a strong puller, but deep shot. Can it stay in bounds? Pelletier just on the line, it looks like. She's a bit frustrated, but Riot now with great field position and botches the reset. Johnson just a little too far for Titcomb to get back to.
That was a big chance for Riot for another break. Molly fortunate after that throw never came back in bounds to get the disc back after the red zone efficiency we've seen from Seattle so far this game.
So Molly Brown finding room in the backfield, but now starting to advance the disc. Schaffner over to Lizzie Laurie. Minor, who the team picked up from Madison Heiss last year, had a huge impact right away for Molly Brown. Things slowing down, but now Applegate with a speculative backhand out to space on the break side and just nobody home.
Well, a little more air underneath that one, and it would have had a chance, but with no cutters moving that way when she put the throw up, didn't have enough legs to get caught. But again, Riot turns it over, right back to Molly Brown.
So Applegate starts with the disc. Vert stack in front of her, no reset, but she'll take the immediate inside break for Picathely.
And once again, the timing not quite right. Picathely should have had a break side cut there. That would have been an easy score.
Schaffner working it back and forth, and then just a little short delivery there for Applegate. The pseudo handoff for the score. And I wish we had that cut on replay. Jessie Schaffner making a cut that she really used to great effect throughout her college career. Just the front of the stack, juke one way, go the other. And her elite quickness gave her just the separation she needed to get the initiation for that play. So all tied up at 5s. Chastain's pull out of bounds. Soper to get things started for Riot. Deep shot for Cardenas. 2 players in coverage, and that one's going to be all the defense. Trails right into the hands of Lori. Dixon puts up the deep throw. Chastain with plenty of separation and all day to bring that in. Knocking on the door. Looks like Molly Brown's going to settle down into their red zone offense. Slattery, high release break. Right into the hands of Taggart. Molly Brown with the break.
Back and forth game so far. We haven't seen a team get 2 breaks in a row. It's been break and then break back the whole way. Molly now up a break after getting their 3rd of the game.
This game is up for grabs for someone to go ahead and take it. And I will take this matchup all day if you didn't see Claire Chastain initiating upfield, or Sarah Griffith initiating upfield with Chastain in coverage. Riot's managed to work it back to that short side corner, but Williams gets it all the way across the field to Fontenette. Kawhi wrestling with Slattery. Nice cut there from Williams.
Good defense from Slattery, but Williams making a nice field cut. And Riot looking good in the red zone.
Slattery's got a very high ceiling as a player. Versatile, athletic, can handle, can cut, can defend. Hasn't always been the most consistent player and has struggled a little bit with injury, but she adds a very serious weapon to this Molly Brown offense, and a player probably not talked about enough given the size of her impact. Lori gets it to Picathely, and she jacks a forehand for Chastain. Excellent positioning from Chastain.
And she's fired up as Molly Brown takes half, up a break.
Take another look at this. Look at the way Chastain identifies the line that her defender's taking and just interrupts it. Gets in position, goes up early, goes up strong, comes down with the dunk. So Molly Brown now going to receive to start this second half. Having punched in the goal to take half. A chance to get, what the biggest league of the game so far?
That's right. No team has led by more than 1 at any point.
High stall, and Schaffner's going to put one out. Chastain tries to turn on the wheels, but just too many white shirts for her to evade. Mercer steps around for the backhand, fouled by Picathely.
See everyone clustered in the shade, back behind. Very hot. Got up to almost 100 degrees on Sunday.
Yeah, fortunate for these players, this game's on grass. But that doesn't make it less hot. And here's a scorching throw from Trope. Big layout, just short. Great effort from Molly Sinop. Now there's a deep throw the other way. Team's opening up a little bit. Lori can't catch up to it. So aggressive throwing is not paying off to start the second half. Interesting isolation set from Riot to get things started for Mercer. You can see how much room there is between the disc and the nearest cutter, but we're going to go backwards. Johnson on the sideline, up the line. Snyder up the line. Riot is winning that battle with these curl cuts from the front of the stack and from the reset space. Positioning a little bit upfield to help create some room, but that time, looks like there may be a stall.
I think one thing you see here, and something Riot may need to work on, when they get those cuts, things look great. But when they don't, we've seen a couple times now where they've forced throws inside forehands with a high stall because they don't really have that reset pattern other than the upline. And it's given Molly Brown a couple turnovers. So obviously, you know, it's great to get that upline, but they need to have a plan B that's a little more effective.
Faithfully taking the under. We've seen her operating around the disc a lot. I think probably getting backed a bit. But I think it shows a lot of the maturity she's developed as a player since graduating college. Upline of Chastain. Pick call.
It's not going to affect play, so it'll stay with Chastain.
Mercer on the mark. Chastain backhand forced. Schaffner into the end zone. Goal for Pelletier. Molly Brown now with that 2-goal lead, 8-6.
And just such a good break throw from Chastain. As we see another rolling pull from Molly Brown. She bails her team out, no real reset option, and she steps into a very good IO backhand.
Carving through the zone again from the sideline. Riot's offense not struggling with that look at all.
And again, I think this is more something that they're planning to use at Worlds than that they were using as an intentional tactic in the game because, as you said, Keith, it's just giving free yardage to Riot without any real tangible benefit.
Into the end zone, low throw, but hauled in by Kawhi. So Riot holds with a very impressive offensive point.
That's just a great dig from Kawhi. I mean, that's at her ankles. Reaches back a little bit across her body with the right hand and makes the catch.
So another sailing pull from Sheena Titcomb.
I wish we could always play at high altitude just to watch the majestic pulls that everyone is able to produce.
Yeah, to add a little extra to puller like Titcomb is a lot to give, as we see Dixon with the drop. And in the transition confusion, Riot ties it up with another break, another upline throw, this time to Kelly Johnson. Titcomb treating us to another sailing pull in that high altitude of Denver.
Notably, Denver teams made the finals in every division. Molly Brown in women's, Bravo in men's, and 2 Colorado teams in the mixed final, Shame and Love Tractor. So if you're looking for some evidence that there's a little home field advantage, maybe you've got it.
little high altitude training helping these Denver teams. I don't know. Maybe it's the craft beer scene.
Can't hurt.
Right now, Molly Brown trying to craft a hold and retake the lead. Slattery up the middle as you're now in a vertical stack set. But reset cut, no sense of urgency. Slattery just throwing it over the top. And Kira Lindgren, one of the rookies, catches it over the head of Hardesty, another rookie. And Griffith calling a foul, looks like.
A lot of confusion here because there are 2 calls. Let's take another look. See if Serge got fouled. Now you can certainly see the case. She got hit in the back as she was trying to go up. Really the question is, was it an uncatchable play? And it is going to be ruled a foul by the observers. But there was also a stall call back at the spot of the throw. So that will also need to be resolved.
Oh, tremendous layout block from Titcomb out of the stall just to make sure Riot could keep possession.
And it's honestly a little unclear what the ruling there was, because if it was a foul downfield, it should have been a turnover.
It seemed like the foul didn't affect the play. I don't know that it seemed to affect Griffith's ability to make a play on the disc. She seemed like she was jumping straight up and down, and they're coming down with it. Trope again, taking all of her success from the college season.
Unbelievable.
I mean, this is one of the best college players in the country as a freshman, as we see Titcomb with the layout block. And now, starting to make her claim in the club division, she's a goal-scoring machine.
I mean, she clearly belongs as a potential starter on this Riot team. 18, 19 years old, and just unbelievable. And she's doing it all year for Dartmouth in college. I think we have a future superstar on our hands.
It's interesting because a lot of these top teams in the women's division don't take a lot of rookies without elite club experiences. Nice grab from Pelletier. But this year, turnover for Molly Brown, and Pelletier's throw a little low for Chastain. You know, Riot doesn't have a lot of those players. Most of their players are coming over from other elite teams. Molly Brown typically hasn't taken those, although this year they have a couple of college players, or recent college grads who haven't played with a lot of elite club teams. But the luxury and part of what makes these programs so strong is that they're always taking on already experienced players. Riot checks in. Snyder lifts one to the break side for Mercer. Nicely continued. And she does it again. Snyder sends the elevator up over the head of the mark, and Mercer brings it in. So Riot with a 10-8 lead now.
So how the things have changed. After Molly Brown going up by 2 to start the second half, Riot surges back to a 2-point lead, and not a lot of time left in the game. So work to do for Molly Brown.
4 straight for Riot, I believe. Now they're trying to find a way to stop Molly Brown from advancing through this zone, but no problem as Pesh goes into the end zone for Minor. Midwestern transplants getting on the board.
And I think we saw this all weekend. When Molly Brown puts out a line that looks a lot like their O-line from last year, they have a lot of success. Definitely different configurations having different levels of success depending on who's on the field. And a great block on the small upline cut, and Molly now with a great break chance.
Excellent team defense there from Molly Brown. Alicia Dixon shuts down Berzu's opening cut. The handler defenders clamp down. Molly Brown able to get the block, but with the effort of all 7 doing their jobs. Johnston from Schaffner. And that one continues into the end zone for Chelsea Tuwig. Molly Brown getting a much-needed goal to make it 10-10.
Just two teams going toe-to-toe, back and forth. Maybe these teams will match up in Cincinnati at Worlds. Would not be surprised to see them in the semifinals, maybe even the finals. And clearly just a great matchup between two powerhouse programs.
Absolutely. These are two teams I think are expected to perform very well this year, as we see another mistake from Riot. The throw from Kawhi just a little too far, and now Chastain taking a shot for Picathley, but she's not going to catch up to it.
They have had so many overthrown hucks. If even one or two of those had connected, they might be up by 2 or 3 points.
Fortunately for them, both teams are having trouble calibrating in the thin air. Picathley with a release valve downfield. Deep shot, looking for Slattery, drops in just outside the end zone. And a little flip to Miller, gets Molly around the lead. They're up 11-10.
So right back, Molly comes with a pair of breaks, and now they're back in front. Hard cap approaching.
After the game just trading goal, now we're in these game of runs. And Griffith comes in on the ISO. Nice job by Schaffner to poach to take away the upfield throw, but Riot turning the corner. Snyder, the little flip for Titcomb. And she adds another one to Mercer to tie this game up at 11s. So as anticipated and as we all deserve, looks like this one's going to go down to the wire.
Well, yeah, we were about 2 minutes away from the hard cap now. So this point could decide the game. No soft cap because of some thunderstorms on Saturday night that suspended play and pushed pre-quarters, the second part of pre-quarters, into Sunday morning. So just a hard cap, and it could go on during this point.
Picathley winds one up, wide open target and Minor, but it just sails on her. Again, we see that deep throw overthrown.
And really, I think that is the altitude. These are throws that would be connecting if teams were playing in their natural habitats, if you will. But then again, Molly Brown has no excuse, as of course they practice here in Denver.
Great up line cut. Gets Riot a ton of yardage. Now there's Trope though, high stall, jump ball, the surge, and Chastain's able to knock it away.
Chastain with the block. The cap's going to go on any second.
Good pressure from Chastain.
So if it goes on during the point, this will become double game point.
Still no cap.
No dump either for Chastain, who's holding, but has a wide open Schaffner underneath. Picathley over to Schaffner. That'll stop play. Steph Lim in coverage on Schaffner. These two have matched up many times over the years. And there's Lim gets the better of this matchup. Gets a piece of that one from Schaffner. Schaffner left standing, staring in confusion. And now Riot's off to the races into the end zone for Trope.
And that's the hard cap horn.
It went off just before a literal buzzer beater.
Unbelievable. That is the game because the cap went on basically while that throw was in the air. And since it's no longer tied, that's it.
Everyone looking around awkwardly, waiting to get something official, but as far as I can tell, this game is over. Teams are starting to line it up. What a turn of events. Lim with the hand block, and Riot with waste no time turning around and punching that in just in time to win this game.
Incredible finish. And it's been a long time since I've seen a hard cap ending like that, particularly in the final of a major tournament between two fantastic teams. That is peak early season drama and a hard-fought win by Riot. But this game really could have gone either way, Keith.
Absolutely, Charlie. Looking forward to more of teams like this competing. Riot wins the Pro Elite Challenge over Molly Brown, 12-11 your final. And if you've enjoyed our coverage, be sure to check out our video subscription packages at ultiworld.com/subscribe. Thanks for joining us.